Hi there, Internet Associate. It's Anthony, and I'm about to watch another episode of Lucifer. So this is season 3, episode 6, and it's called Vegas with some Radish. So I noticed in the previously on Lucifer thing, they mentioned Ella saying that her and Vegas don't mix. So that's probably going to come up somehow in this episode. I'm guessing they're going to be going to Vegas for some reason. Don't know what to expect. Looking forward to seeing which characters are going to pop up today. You know, like we haven't seen Maze but one time this season. We didn't see him in the deal last episode. We saw Charlotte last episode. I'm wondering if she'll be back. Just looking forward to seeing who else is going to stop by. And also from some of the other things they showed in the previously on Lucifer, it seems like this might be an episode that's kind of a that has something to do with, like, you know, some of the story arcs that they're having going on for the season so far. Like Lucifer trying to tell Chloe the truth, but then deciding against it or realizing that he can't because of what has been happening to him this season. So can't wait to see what's going to happen. This is Lucifer, season 3, episode 6, Vegas with some Radish.
Happy birthday to you.
Well, happy birthday to Chloe.
Las Vegas Police Department. Candy? No, I'm going to stop you there. She's my ex-wife.
Candy is going to make a return. Here we go. I'm so excited. I was trying to remember what the other connection to Vegas was that we've seen on the show. That's right, Candy. Yes.
Leave it. I haven't spoken to her for a few months. Why'd you ask?
Oh my gosh, what's going on?
What? She's missing.
Oh, she's missing. So she's not dead.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Shake your boots while he's
Aww.
Oh, there you go.
This guy just won't stop. The door just closing on Chloe, all frightened.
Whether it's someone else's birthday or...
This is an active crime scene.
Who is this? This isn't Candy.
Lucifer.
That doesn't even look like her.
Buddy.
I was talking about, no, Candy has ginormous feet. I mean, regular boats, huge.
He better be happy.
This is not
I mean, obviously he's happy he's not Candy, but still.
Oh man, that's awesome!
Y'all just appear at a dead body talking about that's awesome. Bit of a different opening for Lucifer, I was noticing. They just slightly deviated from the format. Just slightly. Oh, it's still about 6 minutes in where they put up the title card. But usually they show the murder or a murder first, then it goes to Lucifer and Chloe doing whatever, and then they go up to the murder scene, and then they go to title card. Not always, but usually. So you notice when they kind of deviate from that.
We should go.
Excuse me, I'm Detective Long.
The other deviation here is that it looks like this is going to be a Lucifer and Ella case. Interesting, rather than Lucifer and Chloe.
Ixnay and the Atnay Andike.
Sorry, is that German? Because if it is, it's absolutely awful.
So he can speak every language except Pig Latin.
Have you heard from Lucifer?
No, why? Has something happened?
No, not really. I had a question about a case, and I can't get a hold of him.
Is Chloe gonna have a session?
Furniture was covered in sheets, and he had run off to Vegas. Of course, that's when we were getting together, which we totally are not anymore, nor will we. But you know, it's my birthday.
Yeah. So you had some hope. You had some hopes for your birthday. It sounds like.
Never know how much I care.
Is that Candy?
When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hot.
OMG.
There you give me
Fishing, not the one singing, the reason you're drinking.
sunlights up.
Not who I thought she was.
So this is a flashback.
Gonna treat you well.
This is a cool flashback to see. I was wondering if we were gonna see all this. What happened when they first met?
Where's my money?
Did she just take it?
And my ring.
Now he really likes her.
Bravo, Candy. They teach lockpicking in forensic class.
No, middle school.
Any tail?
We know Ella had an interesting upbringing.
Oh, no. The annihilation.
Yeah, I'm already really liking this episode. I can already tell this is going to be a different episode. From, like I said, with the cold open teaser, like it was formatted differently. I can tell they're not in Los Angeles, they're in Las Vegas. We got one of those kind of, you know, special, different formatted episodes coming up. So this is exciting.
Where Roxy is.
Nice
I
job
heard the
thinking
sound
on the spot,
of the Guido's Rainbow slot machine in the background of the call. It's a vintage machine, and only one casino in Vegas has it. The Moonbeam.
Yeah. Ella knows Vegas too well. You can tell she's been doing some stuff. That's where Ella stayed noticing just the smallest details. I mean, obviously they're always kind of set up to be there for her in a way, but still, like, it's really cool how Ella notices these things. I feel like there have been so many times where she's really saved the day just with her ability to be so perceptive of things like that.
Thanks for the punch-up, love Will. Wow.
Would you look at that?
Wait, what?
Nothing exciting.
What? Man, this man Lucifer must have some crazy tales to tell.
Oh.
Oh, they about to find something they don't need to be finding.
Again? What you doing in Vegas?
What you doing in Vegas? Who's that? Oh snap! Look at Ella.
Stupid.
Well, this one is. Okay, this feeling
Oh my
is
gosh.
stupid.
Those shades.
Okay.
Okay, Lucifer and I are friends, partners, that's all.
They finding stuff they don't need to be finding.
Oh.
Now, how would
That
you
is
like it, Chloe,
definitely-
if someone did that to you? Went in your house and found something that was clearly behind a lock and keypad and then started trying to get into it.
Got two aces.
Oh, right. Well, maybe you would like to.
Split.
What's up with the security cam footage here?
Well done, Miss Lopez. Well done indeed.
Excuse me, sir. Come with us, please.
Ella has so many random hidden talents. What? Uh-oh. That's why she didn't need to be going back to Vegas.
So I guess the disguise didn't do it for you.
Wow.
Hello. Yes, Louie's dead, savagely murdered by you.
And by say that, I mean say you were in her mansion.
Poker face is amazing. Take note.
Talk about a poker face. Just getting told your husband's dead and she...
He's in danger. Right. Maybe ravishing.
Okay,
I mean,
Chloe. Okay.
Radish is code for help.
Yes, maybe that's why he skipped town.
Yes.
Someone's after him. It would be irresponsible for us not to open this.
He just popped up out of nowhere. Okay, y'all, this is not...
Really have quite
These
the
people
grip,
are
don't
crazy,
you?
man.
Mechanisms for what? Poverty.
No. Help quiet the voices.
What voices?
Voices.
Never mind, forget I said that.
Funny
I'm
thing
not a
is,
voice.
Ella could have just been like, oh, you know, the voices in all of our heads that we hear. But no, she had to be all, never mind, never mind. Now I'm all suspicious. Now I really think you got some legit voices going on.
Right, okay, but hold on. I mean, if we are gonna find a new lead, how about we start with how you two ended up married?
Yes, let's look into that. And also, Ella, I wouldn't be surprised if she has some voices because, like I said, she's so perceptive and she be knowing so many things. She probably got voices in her head telling her about everything that's going on. That's probably how she be knowing so much. That makes perfect sense. But also, I like how they're showing us these flashbacks of Lucifer and Candy meeting. It's a really cool addition to this episode.
I didn't know what else to do.
Wow.
Oh, you really are quite the performer, aren't you?
Yeah, Lucifer is not,
You don't believe me?
not at all.
Your story seems legit, though.
Yeah. You can just tell the truth. I mean, you're telling the truth. You don't have to do all the theatrics. Yeah,
It is.
exactly.
Marry me.
She almost caught me with
So I
that.
got married. Oh, sorry, did I forget to tip? How rude of me.
Lucifer,
Is that Candy?
Candy.
what are you doing here? You're gonna ruin everything. That deed.
Well, not to worry. There's a much faster way to flush out the killer. Candy's still my wife. Legally, anyway.
Which would trump any sort of deed.
Exactly, which means Fletcher's now goes to the grieving widower, me.
Man, this show is crazy.
Weird or...
This show has really found its
Other than
groove,
your high
man.
kick? No, sorry.
Thank you all so much.
Damn.
Whoops. As in it worked?
No. Since when does that mean that, Chloe? Come on. Y'all are going
don't
crazy.
worry.
I just hate that I sound jealous, because I'm not. I'm not jealous. I'm not.
Really?
I just,
Keep telling yourself that.
I know.
Man, I feel bad for Chloe.
But this place is mine.
Shoot him.
Well,
Chloe's in LA.
It seems our bad guy is the good bartender. You can forget the tip, by the way.
Nice, nice. Another case of, slipping in the bad guy, kind of while you're paying attention to other things. Because the bartender was there earlier, but he really, I feel like you wouldn't suspect him at all. Like, I wasn't thinking about him at all in that scene because it was just so cool, everything else that was going on.
Because I know you're the killer and you can't kill me, you may as well just hand yourself in now.
But I just shot you.
Yes, I know.
Doesn't
it's
matter.
perplexing, isn't it, Juddy?
Judd?
Whoa.
How could you?
Candy.
He's like, I'm going crazy.
No,
Juddy, because I am the devil. And
Yeah.
I believe that you're being haunted. Perhaps if
Oh,
you
snap.
repent your sins, all will be forgiven. The truth will set you free and all that.
You were like a son to my father, a brother to me.
So you're
Fire
at the
away.
candy store, aren't you? That's it, Juddy, go on!
Oh. Nice shot, Ella.
Shot, Miss Lopez. Another hidden talent.
Another hidden talent.
Speaking of LA, whatever happened with the detective? Mess it up yet?
Not yet, but I fear I may be about to.
He's like, I'm in the
Hell, he's still
process of
doing
messing it up right now.
Go home, you devil.
Right.
You about to see. Uh-oh. And he sees Chloe. Is he going to see that? Of course he is.
I didn't tell you because last time I went on a Vegas jaunt, there were some very unpleasant feelings involved for both of us.
She's awake. Yes.
And, well, I didn't want to dredge any of those up again.
Thank goodness she's awake.
So, perfect timing. You've woken up just in time for your surprise.
Wow. What is that?
What is it?
It's the bullet from when you shot me, remember, in the warehouse
Oh,
early in our
wow.
partnership?
Cool.
Never likely penetrate you. I'd commemorate the one time you penetrated me.
Oh my gosh, Lucifer. Oh my goodness. That looks like kind of uncomfortable though, the way they're hugging. But all right then. Okay. I think I might go on a limb and say that was my favorite episode of this season so far. That episode was all around just really fun. It had its heartfelt moments. It had its funny moments. It had its smart moments. Like, it had it all. And also, on top of all that, it was one of those episodes where they played around with the format a bit. I love it when Lucifer does that. And they've been doing that a few times this season already, which has been pretty cool to see. Like they did with the Maze episode. So this was another episode where they took a little bit of a step away from the conventional setup that we're used to seeing of a Lucifer episode. And I think it's really cool when they do that, but then still manage to hit all the usual Lucifer marks that we've come to grow accustomed to. And especially, I like watching this episode with that in mind, all those usual Lucifer marks. It really just made me realize, like I said, this show has really, like, I know I've said it before, but they have really found their groove. I feel like they have found their niche. Like Lucifer, it's gotten to the point where Lucifer as a show, if you watch Lucifer, you know what to expect. You know what Lucifer is. You know what a Lucifer episode feels like. It feels like its own distinct thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like when the show reaches that level, that's always great because you're like, okay, that show has its distinct brand. It has its distinct style. It's really managed to find a way to balance goofiness, but yet the drama so well. Like this show, it's weird. For some reason, I don't think of this show as like a comedy drama or a dramedy. Like I mainly think of it as a drama, but I mean, in a lot of ways, it's kind of not at this point. Like it's hard to call this show just a strict drama hour-long drama in, the usual sense of the word, because they really kind of play with the definition there and play with the boundaries there. And they have the characters act in these really kind of goofy, weird, off the wall ways. And they're in these situations that aren't oftentimes realistic. And it's a lot of stuff that, usually in a show that's, I feel like, an hour-long drama that kind of has like maybe the surface level casing of what Lucifer seems to have. Like if you just read a synopsis of it, a lot of this stuff, it seems like it shouldn't work. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff they do on the show seems like it shouldn't work, but they have really made it work now. And I think that that's so cool. And I feel like I'm saying a lot of stuff that doesn't even have anything to do with this specific episode, but I just felt like this episode in particular was a great example of this. How they've managed to make their own brand to the point where even when they step out of that and do something different and change up the format, you still feel the Lucifer brand there. So I really enjoyed this episode. I really loved how we went on the series of flashbacks and found out about what happened between Lucifer and Candy originally in Vegas and what that whole thing was, because that whole episode back in season 2, there was definitely a sense that not that there was something missing, but that there was something that we don't know there. And I was wondering, like, okay, was that intentional? Are they going to bring that back? Or was that just a case of, yeah, you don't know all that happened there, but that's just because it's not relevant. It's never going to be relevant. So don't worry about it. We're just trying to gloss over all that so we can get to what actually matters here. I wasn't sure what exactly was going on there. So I'm glad to know now that was very intentional. Like this episode feels like this is an episode they have been planning and intending to make since that Candy Morningstar episode. It feels like they go hand in hand, because it feels like it's not like one of those scenarios where it at least seems like they saw an old episode and were like, we mentioned some stuff there and we said some stuff there that we could revisit and kind of write in between the lines and make something new out of, which is also a cool way to approach things, don't get me wrong. But it felt like in this case, they wrote that episode with the specific intent to then make this episode later down the line. And I just think that that's really cool to see. I really like how they fill those holes. The case was fun to follow. Lucifer, a part of their brand, is making these crazy scenarios and situations for us to see the characters get out of their comfort zone and do something fun in, or just, do something entertaining. Like Lucifer, he always finds a way to perform and sing and put on these extravagant shows and stuff. That's cool. Ella this episode was a different Ella than we've been seeing before. She was getting all dressed up and she was ravishing, as they said. So that was fun to see. And we learned more about Ella's past and what exactly was happening with her in Vegas. That was another thing that I believe they set up in that Candy Morningstar episode. I think that's when Ella said the thing about her in Vegas. That was another cool thing that they explained. It was just really cool seeing and then Chloe and Linda and them at Lucifer's loft or whatever you call it over at Lux. Like that was that was just funny. It was just lighthearted, but at the same time you really felt for Chloe. Like it didn't feel like they were just trying to bog it down with a bunch of emotional sadness, like, oh, it's my birthday and he's not here. Even though that is what Chloe was feeling, and we did feel for her, we could empathize with her and feel sad about that. They still managed to make it all really fun and funny too. And it didn't feel too like aggravating that they were trying to break into his safe. It felt pretty innocent at the end of the day. So that was fun. And them dancing around, like, it's like they always find a way to just let these characters goof off while still keeping the integrity of the show. And that's a hard line to teeter on, because sometimes you can get to the point where you have your characters just doing all this stupid stuff. And then you're like, okay, now how do I turn around and actually have them ever be taken seriously by any other character or by the audience? Lucifer has found a way to do that. We can still, next episode, see Chloe going off on an investigation and take her seriously. So, yeah. I really enjoyed this episode, and I feel like the show has hit such a stride. Also, I don't know how intentional this was, and maybe I'm slightly reaching, but probably not. I never think you should think that you're reaching when it comes to analyzing and thinking about a TV show, because that's kind of discrediting the writers. They think a lot about this stuff, so most stuff is intentional. But I felt like there was a little bit of thematic continuity here between this episode and the last episode. You know, with last episode, Lucifer, for example, teaching Trixie the loophole to the swear words and all that, and how to avoid the accountability for that, as we talked about last time. And then this episode, we kind of had Lucifer confront this whole idea of him not lying, but still bluffing. That's a loophole that he's kind of found, and a technicality. And Lucifer kind of addressed the fact that, okay, maybe I am kind of exploiting this, and I could be, he didn't explicitly say this time, but I could be more accountable in this situation. And I can say I have kind of been lying. And even though I say I pride myself on being honest and truthful all the time, half the time that's just because I'm omitting the thing that I don't want you to know. So I'm telling you the truth, but I'm still leaving out a whole bunch of other stuff that will really shape the way that the truth is perceived. So I thought that was really cool. And it was also nice that he said all that to Chloe thinking she was asleep. And I was really hoping she was going to be awake. And I was so glad when she was. And I also thought it was cool when Lucifer looked over and saw the safe, and he wasn't mad or anything. He just, you know, he totally understood, and he just opened it up, and it was something for Chloe in there, which was a pretty nice twist. So, you know, overall, very enjoyable episode. Still no Maze or Amenadiel, but, you know, definitely, I mean, like, that's just an observation, not a complaint or anything. I mean, they would have been awesome to have, obviously, but yeah, really liked the episode. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's a lot more I could probably say about this episode, but I'll leave it right here. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And head to Patreon for the full uncut reactions weeks ahead of the YouTube schedule. Until next time, I'm Anthony, and I will see you all later.